What's up guys, Houndish here, and today it's time for the first weekly reset of 2024, and of course it's Tuesday, January the 2nd in Destiny 2, so as always we're going to jump in and check out the main rewards and inventories for the week. We do get new quest steps for the main season story quest, as well as unlocks for week 6 of the season, but on top of that we'll be unlocking the second catalyst refit for the Wishkeeper exotic bow, and then we have the Eververse refresh. The Dawning has gone away, so we should be looking at non-event items this week, so we'll see what we get, and then we'll cover vendors like Banshee and Ada 1, as well as key rewards and unlocks for the week, farmable exotics, lost sectors, and plenty more in the videos. So I hope this one is useful guys, and if you enjoy it, be sure to get subscribed for more Destiny 2 content, but without further delay, let's get into it. And first up, we should mention that we should be seeing the next exotic catalyst refit for the Wishkeeper, and this will be the multi-threaded snare refit, where snare weaver traps can suspend more targets. So I think in a lot of ways, this is the other most interesting bonus for the weapon, and last week with the first catalyst, we simply had a quest pop up at Morro in the Helm, so we'll probably see a similar thing this time around, and then of course we'll need to head into the Starcrossed mission to find the mini kind of puzzle in order to unlock the catalyst. So let us know in the comment section if that's something you'll be working on this week. Additionally though, we do get the next set of steps for the main season story quest, which we can start from the Helm, so should be an interesting one story-wise this week, and I'll keep you posted if we get any major revelations. Up next though, we've also got the return of the Iron Banner this week, so if you fancy giving Lord Saladin a visit in the tower, of course there are a couple of new weapons and things like that for this season, so maybe worth diving in and picking some stuff up. And up next, let's take a look at the Eververse store for the week. Of course, it's the first non-dawning week for about a month now, so we'll focus on bright dust items as always, and on the front page, we've got the poultry petting exotic emote, which is 3,250 bright dust right there, so pretty neat one if you've never picked it up. But then we've got the internal combustion ornament for the Lament exotic sword, and this is 1,250 bright dust, a pretty nice one right there. Definitely something worth picking up if you haven't got it yet. And wow, we just spawned into the tower with both the Dawning, which should have concluded, and the Iron Banner all going on right here. This is some pretty funky stuff, isn't it? But back to Eververse right here, we've got the twin snake effects on the front page as well for 450 bright dust, so we'll have another quick preview of that one right there. And additionally, we've got the carbon blood shader available on the front page, which is 300 bright dust as always, and for the same cost, we can also pick up the bruised blush shader if you fancy it this week. But then for the main bright dust section right here, we've got the yo-yo trick exotic emote available for 3,250 bright dust right there. On top of that though, we've got the unyielding march, which is a legendary emote for 1,250 bright dust, a multiplayer one, of course, which is pretty interesting as well. And then there is the sheriff shell exotic ghost here, which is 2,850 bright dust. Pretty cool stuff, maybe something worth picking up. And we also have the Prometheus OSP exotic ship, which is 2,000 bright dust this week. This one's been in the store quite a few times right there. And then we've got the Ferrous Roar exotic sparrow, which is 2,500 bright dust. This is a new one this season, which is pretty cool. Very cool trail on that thing as well. So let us know if you plan to pick that one up. And then we've got the Navigator ornament, the Ceremonial Arsenal. I still don't have the Navigator, unfortunately, but it's 1,250 bright dust. If you are lucky enough to own Navigator, it is actually a pretty cool one available this week, so let us know if you'll pick it up down below. But then we have the side-eye projection, ghost projection here for 1,500 bright dust, so a quick look at that one. But for the second page of shaders, we've got the Smashing Success available here. Once again, all of these are 300 bright dust. There is additionally the Bloody Tooth available this week as well. And then we've got the Polished Sea Stone available also with some interesting color combos. And finally, the Aposmatism shader, which is a very bright one from back in Season of the Splicer right there, so let us know if you'll grab those. But then there is the Warsat Arrival Transman effect for 450 bright dust right here, a pretty neat one. On top of that, we've got the Pyramid entrance available this week in the store. And finally, the Dreaming Shimmer, which is a cool one there as well. So let us know if you're going to grab anything from Eververse this week. And up next for a quick look at Banshee right here. Of course, on the second page, it still features weapons. So we've got the Whispering Slab with Killing Wind and Swashbuckler. There's also the Timeline's Vertex, which has got Shield Disorient and Demolitionist. And then the Ostringer, which is Triple Tap and Rangefinder. Might be alright. And then there is the Ogma PR6 with Adaptive Munitions and Turnabout. And finally, Bump in the Night, which has got Tracking and Frenzy. So do pay Banshee a visit if you fancy any of those weapons, but of course, the featured weapons and roles will change throughout the course of the week. But now we'll say a quick hello to Shader 1, see what she's got this week. For the armor, what is this? This is the Mimic Savior set, one from back in Season of the Chosen, or it was updated in Chosen, but maybe something that you want to grab. And then there is the Cinderchar shader available at Ada 1, which is quite a cool one right there. That'll be 10,000 Glimmer. For the same cost though, there is the new Pacific Rush, one of the old Titan destination shaders from back in the day. And finally, if you fancy some faction action, there is the Dead Orbit's Fate, which is a nice one available this week as well. Next up though, let's talk about some of the other activity content for the week. And the Nightfall weapon this week should be the Braytech Osprey, and that completes the full rotation of Nightfall weapons for the season, but the Nightfall itself will be Heist Battleground on the Moon. So that should be a fun one. Of course, we also have the Grandmaster variant there, so let us know if you'll be jumping into the Nightfall this week. But for the featured exotic mission rotator, this time around we have Vox Obscura, where of course we can earn the Dead Messenger. And then for the featured raid and dungeon, firstly we have Kingsfall this week, where we can acquire the Touch of Malice exotic scout rifle, so if that's one you still need to pick up, it's a good time to jump in. But additionally, the Grasp of Avarice is featured as well, and both of these will drop updated loot. However, the very final section right here is for the Lost Sectors this week, and today we've got the Chamber of Starlight in the Dreaming City dropping exotic gauntlets, but that'll be followed by Perdition on Europa for January 3rd dropping exotic chest pieces, and then we'll get Bunker E15 on Europa for January 4th dropping exotic helmets. For the 5th though, it'll be Concealed Void dropping exotic legs, before moving over to Neomuna with the Thrillerdrome on January 6th, which is dropping exotic gauntlets, and then we'll see the Gilded Precept on Neomuna dropping exotic chest pieces on January 7th, before returning to Scavenger's Den on the EDZ for January 8th dropping exotic helmets. So those are all of the featured Lost Sectors for this week, guys. And for today, that's what we have to round up in the rewards and vendor refresh videos. So as always, I hope this one has been useful. As I mentioned in the reset yesterday, we still have a couple of weeks before Bungie ramp up their communications with Twit updates and things like that. So it might be a little bit quieter on the news front, but I'd imagine later on in January, we'll start to hear a little bit about some of the updates that Bungie have planned for the spring and things like that. So definitely keep it locked and loaded here on the channel, and I'll keep you up to date as always. But for today, I appreciate you tuning in. Let us know if you're diving into the reset in the comment section, but otherwise, whatever you get up to, I hope you guys have an awesome day.